All right, good morning. Let's see. I don't know. Nasdaq looks a bit hard to trade today, but we'll see. It's very close to all-time highs, so I'm gonna mark it blue. We got this really good 3-hour zone down here. It looks like we have a 45-minute zone up here. This could be a good 30-minute zone. The market has already kind of reacted off of it right here. This could also be a 30-minute zone here. The market has also bounced off of it a couple times. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure that's it for the zones on NASDAQ. There's like really not much, which is fine. Okay, let's look at US 30. Got this 4-hour supply zone. That could be a good target if I do end up taking long, but we'll see. Don't see too much on US 30, at least on the bigger time frames. That's tough. I mean, this could be a 45-minute zone. It's just far away, so it's not like actually good. Okay, this could be a 30-minute supply zone. Yeah, we had a weird move yesterday after the market opened at 6. Yeah, I don't see much on US 30, so I probably won't be trading it. I mean, unless it makes like a new zone or something. Or unless it comes up here to this zone. Or even this zone. But I do think NASDAQ looks a bit better. Yeah. I think that's it for me. These are all the zones. That I think this is the quickest I've like done my analysis. But I've decided that for the rest of the week, probably for the rest of the month, um, I'll be just doing one to ones and then just getting a feel of that. Because it's actually pretty bad what I've been doing. What I've been doing is just not taking profit when I know I should be. That's the thing. So I'm done with doing that. For now, I'm gonna start trailing at a 1 to 1 and just lock it in. Lock in a win. At least until the markets start to like pick back up. Once they start to have more volume during market open, then I'll go back to 1 to 2s or more. But yeah, I'm gonna try out the 1 to 1 and see how that works for me. I mean, it should definitely help me get back into winning trades. Okay. With these war markets, you gotta take a 1 to 1. Yeah, for sure. I notice the less I can hold in the trade, the more profitable I am. Yeah, it's crazy too because I've always said and like I've always kind of known that the least every time I make a lot of money with trading, it's like a time where I spend the least amount of time trading, which is crazy to think about, but like is the truth. Like I mean, for example, with the 40K months, I was barely trading. Like there was days I was done 5 minutes into market open. Like it was very in and out. And a lot of my payouts are that way. Like I barely actually trade to get payouts. Or yeah, like you said, like I'll be in and out. What other job gives you a couple $100 in a few minutes? Yeah, you're right. See, that's the thing with trading. Like sometimes you forget what a couple $100 actually is. Cause there was a couple days I could have taken a couple $100 and like I just watched it disappear. But I can't do much except kind of learn from it. Honestly, I woke up better today. I feel pretty good about trading. It's been a while where I've woken up and like I don't want to trade, but today I feel better. Maybe it's cuz I got my new laptop. Well, I ordered it. It's supposed to come today. Something about like opening up electronics is like it makes me happy. Like opening up a new phone or like a new laptop or like a new computer part. Okay, let's see. I mean, I'm almost done with US 30. I do want to check if there's any high impact news. Oh my gosh, you know what? I actually forgot that yesterday was earnings for Tesla earnings. How did that come out? Let's see. surpassing analyst expectations with an adjusted EPS of 41 cents. So they beat expectations. 16% year over year growth. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's bullish, right? Now that I think about it, that probably explains the crazy move. This one that happened. When was this? No, that's a weird time though. I don't know why this wick happened. It's not even a wick. This is a crazy move. What is this? This happened at 8. It went down almost 1% and then fully recovered. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Don't know what that's about. Let me see if I could find on this news thing. Maybe it says it. Okay. Low liquidity after hours profit taking. Okay, it really doesn't say much about news. This literally says nothing about like news wise. It just says it was swept liquidity at lows. What the heck? Oh wait, no. Yeah, I don't know why that move happened. For a second, I thought it was because of Tesla earnings, but the earnings came out way before that. Where's VWAP? Okay, we've been chopping up at VWAP. A lot of blown accounts trying to fast that falling knife. Yeah, this was a crazy falling knife. Unless you tried catching it down here, then that must have been bad. But I mean, even the move up was pretty big. I mean, considering it was a random time, but it's like this move here is literally better than any New York Open I've seen in like months at this point. That was war news. Was it? What came out that caused that? I tried to find it, but I didn't see anything. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. That's like the new. That's been the new regular. Last year was tariffs. This year it's Iran. I wonder what next year will be. You know what I've been thinking a lot about is cloud AI and like cloud code. Does anyone use that? I mean, I know a couple of people that use it. Definitely not the Epstein file. Yeah, they won't bring that up. That shit is crazy. Like that stuff really came out and like nothing has happened. Like it's messed up. You know what's crazy though? That I didn't even know how close the Epstein Island was to Puerto Rico. I was like, damn, that's pretty close. And then I thought about how like a lot of rich people, a lot of billionaires live in Puerto Rico because it's like no taxes basically. But yeah, that's scary to think about. Yeah. I use Cloud top tier for coding. I've used it to make a few indicators for myself for TradingView. What? That's cool. No, it's crazy. Like it's crazy this cloud code shit. Yeah, I know a couple people that are using it and they're making like apps and stuff with it. And I'm like, damn, like what could I do with cloud except talk to it. I already do that to AI. I know you guys do too. A lot of people use AI. my my girlfriend's stepsister, she recently had a baby and she was joking about how like she was like searching, she was talking to AI asking questions about like, I guess being a parent and stuff. And I was like, damn, like there's a lot of people that just chat with AI or just ask it questions. Yeah, this cloud stuff. This cloud AI like popped up out of nowhere. I don't know if that was just me, but like out of nowhere I started getting videos of cloud in my feed and then I started getting ads for it. So now I use cloud. Yo, if you've never used cloud but you use ChatGPT, you're missing out. You're missing out. ChatGPT does not compare to cloud. Like cloud is on another level. And that's coming from someone that was like besties with ChatGPT. You got to try out Cloud. If you use ChatGPT, try Cloud. I'll be arguing with ChatGPT just to argue with it. Nah, that's crazy. But like ChatGPT be slow. That's the thing. So I don't even blame you. ChatGPT be like, I don't know. If you don't like give it instructions, like it's like a yes man. Like it's like it's not dumb, but it's like it agrees with everything you say. Like it's I don't know how to explain it. That's why when I used to use ChatGPT, like I gave it instructions to like be what was it? It was like be 100% honest. Uh, don't care about hurting my feelings, something like that. It was just telling the ChatGPT to be like, you know, actually good. If you don't give it instructions, it's like it's not that helpful. I'm going to ask Chat about Cloud. No, don't ask her. My daughter's always out arguing with Alexa because she never puts on cat's eye hurt. She always puts on cat sounds because it doesn't know what cat's eye is. I don't know what cat's eye is either. That's funny though. I like Google AI Gemini. Yeah, I've used it too. It's cool. If ChatGPT don't hurt your feelings, it's not being honest with you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like if you don't give ChatGPT, it just kind of tells you what you want to hear. Grok. I've never used Grok. I've seen it on, on Twitter, but I've only seen Grok where like people ask it questions on a post, like, "Hey Grok, is this real?" And then I see that, but I've never used Grok. I don't even know if that's how you say it. It sounds weird. Or Angel, that's also great. Yeah, I've never heard of Angel. It's crazy though, like so many AIs. Ask ChatGPT to roast you based on your chat history. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to do that. No, 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 no. That would be bad. That would be bad. Yeah, cause yo, I've had ChatGPT for a while. Like, she's she really been my bestie. Like since high school. That's crazy to think about. And then college as well. And now it's like, who's ChatGPT? Cloud is way better. It totally read me off. It hit all my insecurities. That's funny. Yeah, it would do the same thing to me. Yeah, I got Tradify accounts. ChatGPT 1 was the GOAT. I don't think I used that one. I think it was. Maybe I did. I used ChatGPT pretty early on. Like when it was brand new. Or maybe that's just what I think. I don't even know when it came out. All I know is I I I know I used ChatGPT in high school because my high school quote had to do with ChatGPT. Like, w- let me see if I could find it. I have a picture of my high school quote. I was gonna put it in a video because I'm gonna do a my story video, and I was gonna show my high school quote. Well, I'll show it here really quick. Where is it? Oh, right here. My high school quote is cheaters never win, but I just graduated. And I know, like, that was because I was using ChatGPT. But with school, it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Do I still use TopStep? Yeah, I mean, TopStep's gonna always be up there because it's like, they're basically like the most trusted. I think they've been the most, like, longest prop firm. Like, they've been the longest. I don't know how to word it. They've been, and I'm stuttering. You guys know what I mean. Like, they are like one of the oldest prop firms when it comes to futures prop firms. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And then also, I mean, they have one of the best payout rules. They do. The only thing with TopStep is you don't have any options. Right? You just kind of have two options with the different type of accounts. Have you took a setup yet? No, I'm waiting for the market to open. The payout rule for Top Step, I mean, it depends on what account. It depends on what account you get. Cause no, it doesn't. It depends on what you choose. Once you get funded with Top Step, it says if you want a, I think it's a 40% consistency rule, but you get paid within 3 days, like 3 green days. And then the other one is 5 green days, and you get paid 50% of it. And that's been like the usual. How's it going with my accounts? Honestly, it's not going good. I mean, I'm in drawdown already. I'm not too worried though. The only way I'd blow these accounts is if I get on another losing streak, just like I lost other accounts. But if you think about my losing streak, like it really shouldn't have been a losing streak. I just didn't take profit when I should have, which caused the losing streak. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Limited payout with consistency or more payout with consistency rule. I would say the limited payout without consistency. Wait, it depends. It depends. How many payouts can you take? Probably more payouts with consistency. I don't know. It depends. Because if it's a limited payout without consistency, you could just get it in a day, because there's no consistency. No more Apex. I don't know. I'm taking a break from Apex. I want to get an idea of what's going to happen with this live trader program and see if it's actually worth it to go for 20 accounts again. Because the thing is, I don't want to get 20 accounts, get close to payout, and then they move me to live, and like I never get the payout. That Now that would be bad. That would be bad. I would hate for that to happen. Tradeify versus Apex. I mean, I, Apex wins in some ways, but Tradeify also wins in other ways. Like their payout certificate. Payout certificate's good. Okay, here's the market open. Let's see. Yeah, something I've realized recently is like Nasdaq and US 30 will open up like the opposite direction. And usually it's the opposite way. No, usually when it opens up, they both kind of do the same thing. But recently it's been different. They do the opposite. I just realized too I charted on M&Q and not Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq tapped this 30-minute demand zone, and so far it has breaking structure on the 1 minute, or it did. Is also right at VWAP. Yeah, I'm mainly looking at NASDAQ since it's at this 30-minute zone. If it gets above 218, then I'm going to take a buy. And the only way I would short it is if I see a candle closing below 961. Okay, very close to going into a long. Still haven't gotten tagged in yet. I'm waiting to see if it breaks this 5-minute wick. Yeah. Whoa, US 30 nasty wick on the 5-minute. It definitely looks like it kind of slowed down at VWAP. Okay, I'm gonna go take a long here. Put my stop at 91. My 1-to-1 is at 45. So I'll probably trail it once it hits that. This could be a 10-minute supply zone here, which it did just tap. US 30 looks like it's bouncing from VWAP again. Okay. I'd want to see this close above 32. Okay, that's TP1. Kind of. Alright, I'm gonna go break even. I'll probably trail it if it really breaks this high. Which... Okay, there we go. What time is it? 9:40. Alright, I have the take profit at a 1-to-1, which I took, but I literally think it's gonna go higher. I do think it'll go up to 0.82, but I'm gonna call it a day here. I swear this bitch is gonna hit TP2. Ugh. I hate TP1. I do. And look at it. Let me see if it actually hits. I mean, I think it will. It already closed above 0.41, which was a 10-minute supply zone. And I do think it'll go up to 0.83, which is a 45-minute supply zone. But, you know, I've been on a loser streak, so it's like I really got to get back into the groove. So I'm fine with this trade. I told myself to just take 1-to-1s for the rest of the month, so I could, like, you know, really get back into it. But I'm not gonna lie, this sucks. I do want to see if it hits at least 50 points. That's what my usual TP is. Yeah, on what is this? On US 30, I'm not sure what trade I would have taken because it hasn't really tapped into any zone. US 30's been bad for US 30. Maybe that's just me though. But I do think US 30 has been worse than NASDAQ. when it comes to the New York opening. Thank you for the five. The Solcian Trucking Company. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. You're right. You're right. Because this is how I've been supposed to be trading for the past month. Guys, if I traded with a 1-to-1 for the past month, I wouldn't have lost my accounts. And that sucks to say, but like I looked at the stats and like it's true. I want to see if TP2 hits, and then once that hits, I want to see if it goes up to 82, which for me is like the next area of interest. Well, at first it was this 10-minute supply zone, but we already pushed past it. So it's like the next zone after this is the 45-minute supply zone. But the reason I took the buy, I'll explain really quick. We had this 30-minute demand zone down here that we bounced off from a couple times already. So once the market opened up, if you go to the 1 minute time frame, market opens up, it taps this area again, and then I could have taken a buy down here, but I was waiting for a 1 minute 1 minute wick break, which happened around here, and that's where I took the buy. But yeah, in reality, I could have taken the buy. Where is it? How do I clone this? There it is. I could have taken the buy down here. But the only reason I would have taken this buy is just because of the candle close kind of wicking off the zone. Which, like, it's kind of hard to take trades like this consistently because you won't really get, like, a consistent entry. So that's why I wait for 1 minute breaks. And what was that? What's happening here? Yeah, you see, if I was still in this trade and my TP2's about to hit and that shit happened, cortisol spike right there. What's the opening range? Let's see. It just closed. The opening range, wow, it's 105 points. I think that's the biggest opening range we've had in a while. What is US 30 doing? I don't know. It's like US 30 is barely moving. 10 minute. Yeah, I don't know what I would have taken on US 30. I wouldn't have taken anything because it hasn't tapped into any zone. Except VWAP. It did bounce off of VWAP. Is there really news? I didn't even check. Economic calendar. It says there was 8:30 news. What the heck? Yeah, it wasn't crazy. And then it says there's 10:30 news, but that 10:30 news doesn't really affect the markets. Let me check Forex Factory because my thing be lagging sometimes. What day is it? 23rd. Yeah. Oh, I see. It says 9:45 Flash Manufacturing PMI. It's an orange folder. Was that at 9:45? Yeah, it was. Okay, that explains that. Oh, look at that. And the TP hit that 45-minute zone. Yeah, this definitely helps my trading confidence. Even though I didn't catch the whole move, um, I think it does help me mentally, you know, get back into winning. Didn't you use to trade orb? Yeah, I did. I still kind of use the orb, but not how people like actually use it. I really just use the opening range to see to get an idea of volume, to get an idea of how much the market has moved since the open. Recently, it hasn't been moving much. The first 15 minutes. At least not like the beginning of the year. But yeah, I think this is actually one of the best openings in a while. I would say it is. I mean, even though it's kind of choppy, the opening range is the biggest it's been for, I don't know, a couple days. Where's all time? Oh yeah, all time high is very close. The market looks like it rejected this 45-minute supply zone. Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't take this short because like technically, the A plus setup already happened, which is I would say the thing with my A plus setup is like the timing's big. Like I've learned the sooner I take a trade during like market open, the better the trade is. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's like the zones don't really play out. At least my zones don't really play out how they should most of the time when it's like Asian session or like I don't know, London. But I will say for pre-market, like I would say 8 a.m. the trades play out from the zones. I've noticed that. Yeah, like these trades from 8 a.m. I mean, they're not the best. The best one was definitely during New York Open. Because these wicks are huge. Oh, and then look at the shorts from the zone. See, I just gotta trust the zones and I gotta trust the process. Nah, that's crazy. Someone said give me one laugh. I almost laughed. I took TP at those wicks before market open. Oh, so you took TP down there. That must have been a quick TP then. That must have been quick TP. London session be playing like in a good way. I used to love London for NQ, but lately I prefer New York. Yeah, I feel like London's really good. Like, there's periods of time where like New York session's not good, but with London I feel like it's very consistent. But like I wouldn't know shit because I don't trade London. So, I don't actually know. It's just kind of what I think. I think it's a very consistent session. That's what I think about London. You know what's crazy? Like this morning, I knew I was gonna win this trade because I knew I was gonna go for a 1-to-1. That I think I'm starting to understand why people go for a 1-to-1 because it might actually give you a higher winning rate. I think I'm starting to understand Doyle. It's for scalps using VWAP for me. It's crazy how like a lot of strategies work for trading. A lot, a lot, a lot of strategies work for trading, but there's like a very small percentage of people that are profitable, and like that reminds me just like how much of a mental game it is, you know? Just like someone could give you a 80% win rate strategy and you might not be successful with it because your head's not in the right space to trade like long term, right? Or you're too focused on the money. It's crazy. Or like you lose a trade with this strategy and then you switch. And then it's like if you switch strategy, you gotta start from zero. Then it's like, damn. But yeah, trading is a really interesting game. It is. All risk rewards work. Yeah, they definitely do. I just heard a duck. What's US 30? Yeah, US 30. Jeez. It's like not even open. You know why it's like upsetting? Because supposedly US 30 is supposed to be the most volatile one out of NASDAQ and ES. And like, it's not. It's literally not. It it used to be. Like, I swear, US 30's openings were crazy at one point. And then now it's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the 30 companies that are like not doing good, but it's very slow now when it opens. But watch. It's going to be one day where US 30 opens up and it just goes straight up, right? Or straight down. It definitely does that. I would say that's like the US 30 pattern. Doesn't happen all the time though. Trading definitely plays with your head. It does. It does. 3 or 4 points on 5 to 10 micros adds up, but greed can step in the way with I want more. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like it's not like we forget the value of a dollar, but it's like we know how easy it could be to make a lot of money with trading. So then we like get obsessed with that thought, and that makes us greedy, you know? But yeah, it's crazy. Like trading is very similar to like real life in so many ways. You know, like everyone's different in real life. Everyone likes different stuff. Everyone does different stuff. With trading, everyone has different strategies. Everyone views the market in a different way, kind of. But okay, that was it for me. I want to see how the market ends up playing out, so I'm gonna journal this later. I would say it was a really good trade. I mean, it ended up playing out. Did I do any mistake? I mean, technically I didn't. I did say what I was gonna do, which was getting TP1. So that was good enough. It definitely sucks though. That I didn't want to do it. Another thought I had was like I could do one to ones and then I could just trade like more trades and not do like my usual one trade and done after I win. See, like if I took this trade here, it would have played out the short, and the one to one would have played out quickly. Who knows? I might turn into a one to one trader. I mean, this might actually be pretty good. Cause then look at this. Like it's for TP2 50 points. You have a pretty major pullback, which you could either get stopped out break even or you could get stopped out if you're trailing it. Same thing with this trade. Yeah, if you aimed for 200 ticks or 50 points, same thing. You would have there was a major pullback, so you would have gotten stopped out break even. If you broke even or if you trailed it, you would have gotten stopped out. But I also think that's just cuz that's how the market has been moving. It's barely been moving compared to like I don't know, a couple weeks ago, you know? Like I said yesterday, 50 points, I don't know, 2 months ago was a very small move out of the day. So it was like very quick TPs. Now, though, 50 points is like the majority of the move. Not for the day, but for the opening. But I think it'll change. I mean, it always does. It never stays this slow. Oh, I was gonna show you guys my high school quote, which I didn't even know they actually put it until my friend sent me it online. Because it was during COVID. It's crazy. I still have these necklaces. I've had them for years. Like you could look at my middle school photo and I still have these necklaces. Wow, this short ended up playing out. Let me zoom out and see how it looks. I mean, there's not much because we're at all-time highs. So I don't know if this is like an actual pullback down. It definitely could be though. Yeah, I rejected this area here. US 30 I still wouldn't trade because it hasn't tapped anything. Is one to one called base hits? Yeah, yeah. Or a base hit could also be like a 1 to 2, but not with not much sizing. It could be like a 1 to 2 where you're just risking like $200, right? Or 100. Getting the balance right between hit rate and risk reward ratio is my main priority at the moment. Getting the right balance, yeah. You might need to use Claude, give Claude your stats. It might tell you something you never thought about. Yeah, this is the thing with the orb. It's like if you only trade the breakout out of the orb, you can get faked out a lot. That's why I stopped trading with like just the orb, and now I focus on just the zones mainly. Another thing I've learned is, and I guess it's a mistake that sometimes I do, is like not entering trades because you're so focused on like the stop loss not being perfect. Like I feel like before I wouldn't have taken this trade because I would have been so focused on the fact that the stop loss isn't down here. But I've realized like if you think it's gonna long up to a certain point, why not get in the long? Like why not take the risk? Because before I would be like, oh, you know what? I missed the entry. I missed the perfect entry, so let me just wait. And then like I would miss out on the move. But now it's more of like a yes, the stop loss isn't perfect here, but I'm still expecting the market to touch up on its own. So why not kind of jump on that train? The only thing wrong with this is like if you get stopped out, you could still be right on the long, right? Because it could bounce off of VWAP, or it could come down here and then bounce again. But either way, it's a risk. But I don't know, a lot of learning. I wonder how I'm gonna trade in 10 years. You guys ever think about that? Because it's like if I compare myself to last year, I've changed so much as a trader for the better. For the better. I don't know. I hope in 10 years, like, number one, I'm a millionaire. That's number one. And, like, the way I get there is from trading. So I hope I'm, like, a really good trader. Like, a really nerdy one. Nerdy about my stats. I hope I'm like that in 10 years. How do I put a stop loss on Tradovate? If you're in a buy, you put a sell order for your stop loss. And then if you're in a sell, if you're in a short, you put a buy order as your stop loss. Yeah. But all right, what copy trade do I use? Tradovate. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a really good day. Um, even though I didn't catch this whole move like I definitely wanted to, I'm glad I did what I said I was gonna do, which was just take profit out of 1-to-1. And I'm probably gonna do this for the rest of the month, or at least until the market picks back up, you know, until the market has more volume. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.